I begin to.
What's been going on? I noticed that did I guess you caught the interview that I had with Brian and you know the I think with the remixes of the SWV remixes, um, lots of confusion as to which one of them came out first, who did what on them. Um, but it might be good just to go back to the beginning from you know which track first, which SWV track came to you guys, and what was the instruction.
Well, they came to Teddy. I mean, it don't, if anybody had common sense, they can, they can make it out for themselves. Why would you come to Virginia Beach to get a remix from All Star? It don't make sense, you know. So and then what's confusing the situation a little bit more is that you got people that were in the VA camp kind of mixing the stories up too. Cause I don't know if I don't know if their memory, losing the memory a little bit, but my memory is good. My memory is perfect, and I can picture it to this day how it went down.
Yeah.
And it don't make, if you listen to All Star anything, you can pull up All Star tracks, then play Human Nature remix. It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. That's not his vibe. That's not his drums. It's not his, his keyboard melody. The sounds that was used. You heard Teddy use those sounds and since the '80s. You know, and me, me and Teddy, we not on speaking terms. I could hate on him, but I'm not gonna hate on him. He's probably one of the most talented person I've been in the studio with. I'm not gonna take credit from him. Me and him did the remix, and for I don't remember hearing All Star saying he did the remix. He may be agreeing with One Hit Morgan that he did the remix, but I never seen an interview with All Star saying, "Yeah, I did the beat," and he probably did a post or something. But Brian Morgan, One Hit Morgan, is the one that putting it out there like that. He should be thanking Teddy, calling and thanking him for giving this singer more life. Because it went to the charts. It started dying down on the charts. That's when they called Teddy, and Teddy had the magic touch back in the early '80s, all of the '90s, and he put his magic. He put his magic on the remix.
Which one?
So
Which track? Which?
Teddy actually did it's a I'm So Into You remix that I forgot about. We touched two of them.
Yeah,
And
but was that the first one? The I'm So Into You, was that the first one, or was the
no, I think the Human Nature remix was the first time I met SWV. And I don't know why they ain't clearing up there. They know who they was in the studio with, A Room. And I remember it like it was yesterday. My son was probably 9 months. I don't think he was a year old, and everybody helped my son except Coco. She wouldn't hold my son for some reason. If you ever interview her,
she has the long nails back then.
yeah, but that wasn't the reason. She was mad. And so if you ask Lily should remember it to this day. Everybody helped my son. I brought my son to the studio. Everybody helped him, and Coco turned her nose up. She didn't want to hold him. But so if you ever interview them, they should. I don't know why they won't clear the air out, but and so what did happen was when we heard a remix that All Star did do, he sampled Teddy check one, check two, and I forgot what's the name of the remix. So me and Teddy looked at each other. We were like, "Oh no, he didn't." So he flew a sample of Teddy's voice in one of his remix to make it sound like Teddy was on it, which he wasn't on it. And it was one of those remix he did had to check one, check two. I'm so into you, and he had the filter, telephone filter on his voice. So All Star flew that into one of the remixes. I forgot the name of the song. And then as far as Brian Morgan said, he talked to somebody in Teddy Camp and they couldn't remember what loop they used for the drums. You know, who remember every loop? You know, what breakbeat? I had a crate of breakbeats. Me and Teddy had the same crate, 2 leather crates of breakbeat, which we got from Gene Griffin at the time, was our manager. Every vinyl had about 15 to 20 breaks per vinyl, and we had about 25 to 30 vinyls in each crate, leather crate. And so for me to remember the name of every breakbeat, I still don't remember, but 2 or 3 of them. You know, you had M-Peace, the President, and you had Rock Creek Park. I don't remember the other ones. But for him to come on there and lie, say he talked to somebody, he didn't talk to me, and I'm the one that did the beat. But it's crazy, man. He should be. I don't know if he mad at Teddy for, you know, taking one of his girls or something. But you know, Teddy had plenty of girls back in the 90s. So maybe one of them was One Hit Morgan girl or something, hating on Teddy. But you can't take nothing from the dude, man. I mean, I'm not on speaking terms with Teddy, but still, I'm not gonna hate on him. But like I said, that probably was one of the most talented producers I ever sat in the studio with.
Yeah, I mean, with the if we go to the Human Nature remix, because that's the one that went to #2 in the charts, the actual inspiration to actually bring in Michael Jackson's vocals and do was whose idea was to use Human Nature for the remix? Because
that was Kenny, the
Kenny
RCA.
Ortiz. Okay, so he said, can we remix it with
yeah, but you think now anybody can clear Michael Jackson sample. All Star was creating a little noise at the time, but Mike wasn't going to clear no sample for, you know, All Star to do a remix. Mike only cleared that sample because Teddy was going to do the remix. You know, so I mean, and then All Star didn't have he didn't have no direct ties to Pharrell at the time. That's Pharrell's voice on the song. Pharrell actually had a 16-bar rap on the remix, which Teddy chopped up. You know, the S, the double, the U, the V, S, S, that's Pharrell's voice.
Yeah.
He actually started his rap off like that and went on for 16 bars. And so, you know, we was in the studio probably for a night and a half. I go home, take a shower, come back, Teddy chopped the rap up and just had that part. I like, what happened? He was like, yeah. He like, I just like it better like this.
Okay.
But you know that it don't make sense. Why come to Virginia Beach to get a remix from All Star? You know, All Star, from what I heard, stayed in New Jersey, you know, New York somewhere. And so you go rent Teddy's studio to come down to do a remix. Come on now.
Yeah, but All Star, did he come to Virginia at all? Did he get involved?
I never met All Star, but what I heard, Sprague told me All Star was at the hotel. They put him up in a hotel around the street from the studio because his equipment didn't show up. So he didn't show up to the studio the first day. Okay. But I never met him. So when the day me and Teddy was in the studio, we did our thing, and you know, Teddy had the song mixed, and I don't remember All Star coming to Teddy Riley's studio. Yeah. I know his equipment showed up a day late. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, the question I had then is that at that time, 92, you know, you just finished the Michael, you probably would have just finished the Bobby album, would have been out. You're probably working on Blackstreet stuff. I was wondering why he would take a remix, or is it just that he said, okay, you guys do the remix while he's doing other things?
No, Blackstreet was the first Blackstreet album was finished. We had just came from New York. Teddy got the call to do the remix. I think before we got back to Virginia Beach, we was in New York. Blackstreet was doing a photo shoot.
Okay.
And I can remember this like it was yesterday too, because that's the first time I kind of went off on Teddy. He misplaced his luggage. And he started screaming at everybody, "Where's my luggage?" He's like, "Where's Mucho?" He's like, "You're supposed to keep, you're supposed to keep your eye on my luggage." And I looked at him, I was like, "Hold up, dude, I'm not your valet." But it was a different tone. I said, I'm a effing producer. I said, "I'm not your valet." And I walked off. And I just thought to myself, I got to find me a way back to Virginia Beach now, and then pack my stuff and go to Georgia. So, on the way back to the airport, he like, "Man, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. I know you're not a valet." He said, "You're a hell of a producer," but he was like, "My bad. I just, misplaced my clothes that I was supposed to do the photo shoot." But he eventually found the outfits, and they did the photo shoot. And on our way back, the airplane ride was quiet. And then when we got our luggage in Virginia Beach in Norfolk, that's where we landed at. He was like, "Man, I want to go home and see the family. I haven't seen the family in a few days." He said, "Kenny is going to meet you at the studio." He said, "I need you to start on the SWV remix for me. And then once I see the kids and the family, I come to the studio and help finish it."
Okay. And but when you mean started, how do you start it off?
I went there to meet Kenny. Whatever Kenny wanted, he was like, "Man, we got to do this Human Nature remix." Like I finally got it. The label got it cleared. So he brought the sample down, and he's like, "What would you do to it?" And for us, him talking about some all-star chopped up a break beat, please, come on, man. That break beat that we used, I had actually chopped it up for Teddy on another project. I don't know if he used it or not, but I would go in there. Teddy would call me in to chop up, and in the S5000 Acacia sampler, it had a feature called crossfade. So you could take a piece of the beat and make it come early, crossfade it and make it sound smooth. I actually crossfaded that loop in S5000, Acacia S5000. So I had a few loops that was loaded up in A room. I went through a few loops, and I came across that one, the one I made for Teddy. I flew it in, flew some more drums in, layered a sample on there, and and by that time Teddy came in, and Teddy pulled first. I think the first keyboard sound he played on it was from the Roland D50.
It sounds a little bit like the remix for Mary's "My Love."
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Just pull up "My Love." Me and Teddy did that remix. And then when I like, "Yo, man," I like, "Why my name is not on the remix?" He said, "Oh, my assistant is his assistant at the time was Donna Moore." I can remember it to this day. She made a mistake with the credits. I tried to get it fixed. It was that every time. So, yeah. But I didn't mind. I was getting paid, and at the time I wasn't worried about the credit, but I should have been. But like you said, the Mary J. Blige remix. We even got a version on the LL Cool J "Stand By Your Man" remix. He had a vibe with the D50 sounds, and then even the Queen Latifah I did the same vibe. Okay. But if you pull up All Star Remix, and come on, man, those noisy tracks that he flew in samples, his snares would never line up. They were flanging, but if you listen to all the Teddy remix, the snares are going to line up the same.
So the impression, I guess, was the fact that All Star had a version that you guys listened to and said, "Oh, that's good. Let's try and add our own. Let's try and smooth out what he did." That was the impression.
No, that never happened. I don't know if they memory clouded, but that never happened. All Star did his own remix somewhere else. I think with the "I'm So Into You," he had to check 1, check 2 sample. That's Teddy voice that he sampled and put in the.
Oh, his version, yeah, okay, his version of "I'm So Into You." Okay.
That's the only. I don't remember him touching He didn't touch the Human Nature remix in Virginia. They may have flew to Rio somewhere else and let him touch on it, but he didn't touch the Human Nature remix. And
Okay.
that, but I know they probably getting them mixed up. You know, the I'm so if you said Teddy stole your beat, but you steal Teddy sample and fly his voice in your remix, that don't make sense. And like I said, I think I said it a while ago, you know, Teddy didn't steal from outside producers. He had enough producers under him to what we call was hijack. He would hijack one because I remember talking to one of my cousins I brought up to Virginia Beach. We didn't call it New Jack. Once Teddy took your beat, it was called hijack. So you know, he like I said, he had A Room had access to every hard drive in the other studios. We would do a beat and go home about 4 or 5 in the morning, take a shower, take a nap, come back to the studio, and your beat is in A Room, and he asked you, what you think about this? Like, yeah, it's hot.
But then,
I mean, but I don't. Teddy won confrontational, so he wouldn't steal nobody outside from the camp beat. I know that for a fact.
yeah, the I mean, as I said, I was very, because I was in England by the time I'm So Into You remix came out, and it came out at the same time as the Baby Be Mine. So in England, it was very popular on the radio, both Baby Be Mine and
Yeah.
the I'm So Into You,
Yeah,
Teddy's.
yeah, Teddy did it right after he finished the Black Street Project. Black Street Project, photo shoot, New York. He get the call, he got to do the remix. We come back and do the SWV remix. And man, Brian should call Teddy and thank him for giving his singer new life. I mean, it was a good song, and I had the album. I like the SWV. I actually kind of like some of Brian's work, but for him to get caught up in the lie and run with it, when I was trying to tell him on Facebook before he blocked me, but he didn't want to hear it. Okay. So look, dude, no, I was like, All Star didn't do that. You know, we did it, and I was trying to, smooth it over, but he like, well, why would All Star lie? Text it back, all caps. Why would All Star? I'm like, come on, dude. I like me and Teddy did the remix. All Star didn't do that. The Human Nature remix.
Yeah. The
But what I want to challenge everybody to do is Google every track that All Star did do and play them, and then play Human Nature along with it, and see which one sticks out like a sore thumb. It don't make sense.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.